Well, I'd like to say one thing in appreciation to you, and that is I've listened to some of your tapes, and the ones on mating, that was very good. But there was another tape from another session somewhere, and there was a young woman there that was looking for a partner, and you coached her along and helped her to express what she wanted in a mate in a relationship. And when she said, I would like intimacy, and you rephrased that, you responded to her, you mean you really liked the deliciousness of the physical experience. Well, that made me gulp, and at the same time, I thought it was such a beautiful expression, and because it sort of, for me, kind of put a blessing on the physical experience.
Well, you are such blessed beings. You are so deserving. We would like to stroke you and soothe you and comfort you and love you. We would like you to do that for yourself. In other words, we want you to feel your deservability to be loved. And we think that directly tied to this sexuality or sensuality is this feeling of, am I deserving? And am I appropriate? And am I loved? And do I deserve love? And you can feel that that's all tied together. It sounds like you're talking about the subject of sexuality, but what you're really talking about is the subject of loving, the subject of being loved, the subject of sharing love, the subject of deserving love, the subject of allowing love. And it is interesting how in this sexual interchange, which has the potential of expressing the most supreme exchanging of love, it has become so convoluted and distorted by those who seek to control the nature of society. Yes.
Okay.
We don't think you're as far out of sync on this subject as you do. And we think that it is a subject that you've been worrying about for quite a while, but in your coming every day into greater alignment with who you are, you're soothing all aspects of your life, including that one.
Okay. Yeah. I feel that. It's the thought about the anger, when we talked about it today, that I would like to just see that sort of move away. Cause
it will now that you know about it, and now that you
I've always known about it, but it's just how I express it, and what was the cause of it I could have had a hard time putting my finger on it.
Well, now you understand that what is at the cause of it is a self-survival instinct to find relief in the anger from the disempowerment that you felt before. And now you know that when you're in the middle of the anger, you have some means of control. And then you can say to yourself, in the same way that I am now consciously choosing the anger, I can consciously choose something that gives me relief even from the anger. In other words, so many people, we're not kidding, they go from powerlessness to anger, to powerlessness to anger, to powerlessness to anger. And part of the reason, in fact, a big factor, is that people who are watching you really prefer you in your powerless, depressed state than in your anger. Because when you're angry, you're usually fussing at them, and when you're depressed, you go off and leave them alone. So almost anybody that's encouraging you, from teachers to parents to authority figures to religionists, in other words, almost anybody is saying to you, you should not be angry. And what we're saying is, anger sometimes is a good choice. You're just not wanting to get stuck there. And when you're choosing anger, when it is a choice, now you're back in your power, and now you can choose something else. But when you just find yourself feeling angry, and then you find yourself feeling depressed, or you find yourself feeling powerless, or you find yourself feeling regret, and you don't realize that these are emotions that are coming in response to thoughts which you do have control of choosing, there is not anything that anybody wants that is for any other reason that they think they would feel better in the having of it. Everything that you want, whether it's a material object or a relationship or a state of being or a circumstance or a vacation or a pot of money, anything that you want is because you think in the having of it you would feel better. And so you have this innate, intuitive, most natural barometer inside of you that is always helping you reach for an improved feeling, because feeling good is what is most natural to you. So when you show yourself that you can consciously choose a thought that might not be the best thought you've ever thought, and it certainly might not be the best thought that anybody has ever thought, but it is an improved thought from where you were, now you are in charge of your life. It's sort of like on any journey that you take. There are so many unknowns out there, and you don't try to figure out everywhere you're ever going to go. You just look ahead of you and try to make the best decision where you are. In other words, you change lanes appropriately. You get on the road appropriately, and you make this turn appropriately. And sometimes you speed up, and sometimes you slow down. In other words, you can't figure that all out in advance, nor would you want to. You're wanting to live your life right now with everything that is around you. So you just do the best you can do to keep yourself on the road, so to speak. And on the road is in that place that feels reasonably comfortable. And the more you are thinking and feeling, the more you are feeling your way to your thoughts, rather than thinking thoughts and then have an emotional response to them. That was good. Did you hear it? When you decide how you want to feel, and that's what this game is about. Well, here I am in anger, and now I'm reaching for frustration. Frustration. I would so much rather feel frustration than this anger. What can I feel frustration about? When you try to guide your thoughts by reaching for the emotion first, it is so much easier to get there than if you say, what of all of the millions of thoughts that I might think would be a better thought from where I am? You see, it's sort of like adjusting your tuner rather than trying to consider everything all at once. Good.
Good.